Okay, so we're diving into Milan Kundera's masterpiece, The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Now, this isn't going to be your typical plot summary. Nope, we're going to get right to the core of it to explore this one single, incredibly powerful philosophical question that drives the entire book.
So let me ask you this. What if every single moment of your life were to repeat forever? And I mean everything. Not just the highlight reel, but every mistake, every embarrassing moment, all the pain, just playing out on a loop for all of eternity. This isn't just some clever story idea, you know? It's a massive thought experiment designed to make us ask, what's the point of it all?
This whole wild concept is what Kundera calls a mad myth, and he actually borrows it from the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. It's called the eternal return, and really, it's the lens for the entire book. It's how we're forced to look at every choice the characters make. So what does that actually mean for us, for how we live?
Well, Kundera basically lays out two paths. On one hand, you have a life lived just once. It's light. It's like a shadow. Your mistakes? They're forgiven before they even happen, because they're just going to disappear. Poof. But if that same life repeats forever, whoa. Suddenly, every single action is heavy. It's permanent. It carries what he calls an unbearable responsibility.
And this is absolutely the key. Nietzsche called this idea the heaviest of burdens, das schwerste Gewicht. Just imagine grappling with the thought that every single thing you do will be repeated for all time. That's intense. But here's the twist. It's that very weight, that very burden, that actually gives our choices meaning.
And that leads us right to the heart of the book's conflict, choosing between weight and lightness. I mean, if all that heaviness gives life meaning, does that make lightness meaningless? Or is it the other way around? Is lightness this amazing kind of freedom? Let's dive into how Kundera plays with this idea.
And this is where it gets really tricky, because it's a paradox. On the one hand, heaviness, commitment, responsibility, it pins you to the ground. It makes life feel solid, real, and true. But lightness, that's what lets you soar, to be totally free. The catch is that it might make everything you do feel kind of insignificant, only half real.
So what do we choose, weight or lightness? This is the big question. And the novel doesn't just throw it out there like some abstract puzzle. No, it explores it through the lives of its characters, who are living the struggle every single day.
Okay, this is where the philosophy gets real. It becomes flesh and blood in the love story of Tomas and Tereza. Seriously, these two are the living, breathing conflict between weight and lightness.
So first, let's meet Tomas. This guy is the poster child for lightness. He's a brilliant surgeon who has literally engineered his life to be free of any real commitment. He has plenty of affairs, sure, but he avoids love like the plague, running from anything that might, weigh him down.
And then Tereza walks into his life. And she is the absolute opposite of everything he's built. She is love, she is fate, she is the embodiment of a life filled with heaviness and responsibility.
And get this, when Tereza shows up at his apartment, she's carrying this enormously heavy suitcase. It's so perfect, right? The weight of a shared life isn't just a metaphor anymore. It is literally sitting on his doorstep, and now he has to make a choice.
But here's a really important detail. Their meeting wasn't some grand, fated event. The book actually lists out 6 different, totally improbable coincidences that had to line up just right for them to ever cross paths. It wasn't destiny. It was pure chance. An accident, really.
And this puts Tomas in a real bind. I mean, we all want our big love stories to feel like Beethoven's Es muss sein. It must be so, right? We want that heavy, fateful, meant to be feeling. But Tomas knows the truth about his relationship. It's built on Es könnte auch anders sein. It could just as well be otherwise. It's a love born from pure, random, weightless chance.
So, for all his efforts to live this light, free life, Tomas finds himself completely trapped. And he's trapped by an emotion that turns out to be heavier than anything else: compassion.
Now, the book's definition of compassion isn't just about feeling sorry for someone. No, it's the German idea of Mitgefühl, which literally means co-feeling. It's described as this art of emotional telepathy, where you actually feel another person's joy or their pain right along with them. And for a guy like Tomas, this becomes his ultimate curse.
See, Tereza is constantly tormented by nightmares about Tomas's cheating. They are just filled with anxiety and pain. In one, she dreams that she's torturing herself, jabbing needles under her own fingernails, just trying to distract herself from how much emotional pain she's in. And through this co-feeling, this Mitgefühl,
Thomas feels that pain under her fingernails as if it were happening to him. It's like her nerves are wired directly to his brain. This connection, this shared suffering, it becomes the heaviest weight he's ever known. It completely shatters his whole philosophy of lightness. It's just impossible for him to maintain. So after all of this struggle, this whole battle between weight and lightness, between love and pure chance, where does the novel land? What's the takeaway? Well, it kind of circles all the way back to the idea we started with.
The idea is that without that eternal return, without any do-overs, our life is basically just a rehearsal for a play that's never going to be performed. Think about it. How can you know if you made the right choices if you have nothing to compare them to? It means our life is just a sketch, an outline with no final picture to judge it against.
And this is the haunting thought the novel leaves you with. Einmal ist keinmal. It's a German saying that means what happens but once might as well not have happened at all. So if we only get one shot at this life, without the weight of it repeating forever, does it ultimately mean anything? The book doesn't give you an easy answer. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the beauty, and yeah, the burden, is that we just have to choose for ourselves, and we only get to do it once.